Hi guys, welcome back to DNA Farms. Danielle here. And in today's video, I'm going to kind of go over my daily routine cleaning for the girls. I choose to go in and clean their coop every day, a spot clean. I'm also going to show you some other cleaning that I may do once a week or so. And this is kind of what works for us. Let me know if you have found success doing anything else. But let's take a look. So this is inside of the coop. There's a cardboard box covering up the nesting boxes. Since the girls are only 8 weeks old, they're not quite ready to start laying yet. And I have read that you want to keep them out of the nesting boxes until it's time for them to lay, so that they learn not to use it when using the bathroom, and that will help keep your eggs cleaner. So that's why we're giving that a try. So there's two tools that I use every single day. Some kind of collecting can or bag, and so I have just a small little bag that I will use throughout the week to collect any dirty bedding. And this tool that I'm about to show is my ultimate favorite. The boyfriend said, hey, here's a tool, and I think it will be so much more useful in helping to pick up. So this little tiny tongs, it's a miniature set, is my favorite tool ever. I was using like a scraper to clean up every day, and it was so difficult picking up their chicken poop. And he went to the dollar store, picked these up, and they have become my favorite tool. So I literally come in and I just scoop up any chicken poop and place it into the bag. And the great thing about this is it's got like a little slide out so I can get in there. Now, I should mention that inside here is pine shaving beddings. It's what we have chosen to use inside the coop. And the within the pine shavings, I also have sweet PBZ sprinkled in here and some DE. I have said in multiple videos, DE should be a personal decision. We have chosen to use it with our girls. So essentially, I just come in and scoop up anything that needs to be cleaned. So after scooping up anything that needs to be cleaned out of the cooping area, I check their water, make sure they have fresh water, and that's pretty much it in the mornings. I'm going to now go into some of the other things that I don't have to do as often as part of my daily cleaning routine, but I have found that it just helps. I have not smelled any type of smell in the coop at all. We haven't seen anything with having problems with mice or lice at all, and so hoping that the things that I'm doing, such as making sure the dust bath is always accessible, using wood ash and DE in the dust bath has been great, and some of these other things that I'll share with you now. So something I don't do as often is I like to remove the roosting bars from the coop area and use the spray that I created about a month and a half ago. That was a separate video. I'll be sure to link it in the comments. But basically, it is a coop cleaner that is made with vinegar, fresh oranges, and cinnamon. And it has sat for about a month and a half kind of coming together to make this cleaner. And it's got a great refreshing smell. And vinegar is great because it helps break down bacteria. So what I like to do is just take the roosting bar and spray on the orange cleaner, and I'm just using some paper towels and just wiping it down, trying to remove some of that junk from, which is basically bird poop from the roosting bars. So I will come in and do this as necessary. If there's anything too caked on, then you can just use a scraper tool. But let's get these roosting bars cleaned up. The orange smells great. So you can already see that looks a lot better. So I'll continue to do the other ones. So in addition to a daily clean, there may come a time where you need to change the bedding within the coop. And so I like to just kind of monitor it, and when I see that it's maybe not getting as fluffy, it's starting to break down, it could just be that I need a little bit of additional bedding in there, that most of the bedding looks fine, or it may need to be completely changed. During the warmer months, I plan on doing a change probably every 2 to 3 weeks, because this is about a week and a half old, and it still looks pretty good, so I'm just going to refresh it. But for a complete change, I would remove all of this, wipe it down, and then add in fresh bedding. But I want to share some additional things that I mentioned that I put in with the bedding. With the bedding, I use 2 other things. Sweet PDZ, and I have just taken an old container, actually I think I got this also from the dollar store, and the boyfriend drilled some holes at the top, and then I just sprinkle it in, and this is going to help with that urine smell. It's actually used a lot for horse stalls, but I use it both in the coop and actually in the run area as well. And then again, DE, it is your choice whether you would like to use it or not. I like to sprinkle it just a little bit into the bedding, and I like to also sprinkle it onto the roosting bars. So I'll add a little bit of that now as well. Then the last thing I do is just put in fresh bedding. Again, I'm using pine shavings for inside the coop area. Okay. And I bought a huge bag of pine shavings, 8 cubic feet, 2 months ago, and I still have at least 1/3 of the bag left. So thankfully I haven't run through it, and that's since I've had them 7 weeks ago. And so that's it. So one of the last things that I like to do every couple of days, especially if we've had some rain, is to turn the run bedding over. In our run, this was all grass before the ladies moved out here about a week and a half ago. Then we put down chopped straw with some leaves and grass clippings from the yard. And then as that's been breaking down, I have put straw that is not chopped, so it's a little longer and thicker and isn't breaking down as quickly. I kind of like using that mixture at this point. We will in the fall be adding leaves because we get a ton of leaves, and so we'll use a leaf composter that will break the leaves down, and then we're planning on putting them in the run. The girls will most likely love that because there'll be little insects and things for them to peck at. But when I come in, all I do is simply take the rake and just kind of turn some stuff over. Now the girls are doing this naturally every day, and we have been putting down some mealworms and such for them to dig at, which helps them turn it over. But I just like to come in and continually, every, I would say 2 to 3 days, unless it's rained, I do it a little more often, and turn the bedding. When it begins to break down more, I will come in and keep adding. We are going to do a deep litter method in our run. So we'll keep adding to this all fall and winter long. And then in the spring, pretty much rake all of this out and start the cycle over again. Some of the benefits are we'll be creating a compost that we could use in our garden and our flower beds. We don't have to come out and clean the entire run area as much. And in the winter, it will help create some warmth. Now we're in Delaware, so we can get some cold days and snow here. It's not as bad, but this will help create extra warmth for the girls as well. Again, I sprinkled down sweet PDZ before I put new bedding in, so we have yet to have any type of smell at all. And the girls are doing a great job scratching through. So we really think this method will be great for us. Okay, so there you have it, some of the daily routine, which I think, again, takes about 10 minutes every morning. It's the first thing I do after I get up, and it's pretty simple. Some of the other routines with raking and or adding fresh bedding and cleaning the roosting bars, I don't have to do every day, maybe every week and a half to 2 weeks. So not so bad overall for 4 chickens, that is. If you're enjoying these videos, please feel free to hit that subscribe, like, and share button. Have a great day.